my Doordash people. So as you can see how the summer has kind of went. For me, it's expected that it's been slow, and I've spoken on this before, kind of when the summer just started. But as you can see by the thumbnail, with that being said, I think we're getting closer and closer to the point to where things may pick up a little bit more, if not a lot. You have kids, you have parents that are busy because they're trying to get the kids ready for school to start within the next 1 to 3 weeks, depending on the school schedules across the country. So with that said, things are going to kind of go back to some kind of normal, where the summer brings things down to a slow point a little bit. Like I said, when the summertime comes, or when the winter is here, it's like nobody wants to get out, nobody wants to be in the cold, nobody wants to have to bundle up just to get out and go get something to eat. So it generally is busier when the winter time comes, and generally like fall and winter. But spring and summer, that's kind of where it tends to kind of slow down. People are wanting to be out, they want to get out of the house. Mind you, this is the last couple of years coming off of COVID, everybody was just stuck in the house. So being this is like the second full summer that we've kind of had since COVID, with the economy being the way it is, the inflation going on, all the shortages across the board, especially come food, things are getting pricier. Doordash is getting pricier with its fees. People are the whole tipping industry world is just, it's not working for a lot of people, because it's like every place you go to, it's like they're asking you for tips, where it's like the delivery drivers and stuff like that. Those are the ones that ideally tips should be available to. Not to say that a person that works at a company and that's asking for tips is not deserving of those tips, but it's just like silly now to where I've even seen a McDonald's, and I almost want to say it looks like it's almost like against the law to have a tip jar at McDonald's. Like, it's just crazy. And people are getting tip fatigued. Just speaking on the tips part, I mean, any things you go to, any third-party companies, restaurants and stuff, like on the screen when you're checking out, it's like they're asking you, oh, do you want to leave a tip? Starbucks, do you want to leave a tip? There's so many places like, do you want to leave a tip? And mind you, it's like these places, you're getting paid at least your minimum wage, and I'd like to assume more than that. Like the McDonald's here, the people are getting paid like 16, 17, 18 bucks an hour. And in Hollywood, I mean, they're making the upwards of $19 to $20 an hour. McDonald's or whatever it is. So, and I think that's their new minimum wage that's there in Hollywood. So, so it's like you're getting paid an hourly wage. I mean, yeah, we're getting a base pay as drivers, but our base pay, it can vary, obviously. So that's where tips come in, of course. Yeah, we're using our car, blah, blah, blah. I don't depend on tips. That's just not the driver that I am. If I get them, cool. If I don't, cool. Like, because I don't expect it. Like, everybody doesn't have tips, and I always speak on that. So I'm not going to get myself all up in arms and all pissed off because I don't get a tip, or because I accepted an order that was too far. Someone's like, don't accept the order then. But anyways, parents are going to kind of get back onto their normal schedule of being at work for those that take off the summer. You have a lot of teachers that are off for the summer. They'll be back to work now within the next 1 to 3 weeks. At least my school district that I work for, they're going to be back next week. So orders will start to pick up for those people that drive within those times. Overall, and additionally, the kids as well. The kids will be placing DoorDash orders as well that are in the high schools and possibly junior highs, and just parents that'll be ordering DoorDash for their children at the schools. So things should pick up slightly. I'm not saying, it's going to be the busiest ever of the year, but things will kind of get back to normal now that people are going to be back to work and kids are going to be back to school. Mind you, the people that do have to go back to work, sometimes they have crazy schedules to where they don't have time to go home and make a full dinner or make a meal or whatever it is, so they'll opt out for DoorDash or whatever. So be hopeful, guys. Just have a little bit of faith. I know we're all kind of dealing with it, even myself. Like I said, my June wasn't the greatest because I was sick, and my July I lost top dasher status, And it was a complete disaster not having Top Dasher. Like, I cannot stand it. I don't know how people do it without being Top Dasher. And like I said in my last video, this is simply not having to schedule. It's not that I'm not able to schedule. It's like I had to schedule in advance out. I had to advance out my schedule or whatever it is. But the problem is you're not able to dash when you want, so you're not able to maximize the amount of money that you can make, because now you're stuck and limited to a schedule that you picked. Now the problem for me is that 6, 7, 8 hours I had to schedule, because it's like, okay, I want to make sure that I can drive at least that amount of time. Since I can't dash now because I'm not a top dasher, it just sucked, because if I ever needed to do anything, take care of anything, I had to end my dash, and then it sucked because I wouldn't be able to drive again. So seeing that my July I lost my top dasher status and I am back to top dasher, now I am back to my $25 to $50 an hour dash by hour driving schedule. So it's already working out for me. It'll be additional plus once all the parents and stuff are kind of getting back to work and getting back on this schedule for the year, with the kids getting back to school and such. So again, you guys, just have a little bit of faith. I know it's tough. It's hard out there. It's a lot harder in some places than others. Here, I don't complain as much just in California overall, just because, like I said, we have Prop 22, so we get a pay adjustment. But with that said, we still feel the pinch or whatever it is. And as long as the economy is down the way it is and inflation is where it's at, things are going to be bad to where people are they're becoming smart now. They're making sense of their life and their financial decisions, and not wasting so much money on Doordash and Uber Eats and such, only because it's getting more and more pricier. I think it would be one thing, like if the prices for the food was the same as going into the actual restaurant, because DoorDash, then they could charge a delivery fee, but it's like, at least you know you're paying the menu price or whatever it is. So it's like when they add additional money, the merchants add additional money, and I don't know, I can assume that maybe this is DoorDash. I'm not 100% sure. I have to find that out, and if you guys know about it, leave a comment down below to let me know. The upcharge that we see in all the food across DoorDash's platform, is that upcharge for DoorDash's profit, or is that the upcharge from the restaurant just because they have an online service? If it's from the online part of the restaurant being the merchant, it doesn't make sense, and it sucks that they overcharge you just because you're ordering delivery. You're not cooking, you're not making that food any other way than you would if we actually showed up to buy our food in person. So to overcharge us just because we're buying it in the form of being picked up and delivered, it sucks. I do understand and know that for them to have accounts with DoorDash, they have to pay DoorDash something. So it's like, I guess I can kind of say I get it at that point. And of course, if it is just an upcharge on DoorDash's side, again, I get it, because it's like DoorDash has to make their money. And the fees that they're charging, the DoorDash delivery fees they're charging, ain't nowhere near what they're paying out all these drivers. So overall, something's not making sense to me. Like, I don't think DoorDash is getting all the money from delivery fees to pay all of us drivers or whatever it is, and for them, they'd be able to make profits as well. So I could see where maybe it's DoorDash that has the upcharge in pricing, and that money goes to them. But it could go both ways, to be honest with you. But it'd be something interesting that I would like to find out if anybody does know about it. Otherwise, I will figure it out and find out. But like I said, with that said, without going too deep into it, just like I said, wanted to give you guys a little bit of encouragement just to just kind of bear with the system, and things should get a little bit better. DoorDash and Uber Eats, they're generally kind of here to stay. I would say at this point, to me, I don't consider it a luxury service anymore. It's not anything special. You can get everything delivered, anything picked up, FedEx, UPS, dropped off, all kind of stuff, grocery shopping. So I don't think it's luxury anymore. I think it's just the new normal now. So with that said, people, I will leave you at that. Don't give up. It is a side hustle. There is no guarantees, but I'm just saying, do not give up, because it is extra money that you can make, but you got to put in what you want to get out of it. So with that said, your boy C Moto, until next time, peace out.